Annyeonghaseyo in Korean, Sat Sri Akal, Vanakkam, Namaskaram, however you say it, or as my friend Seinfeld says it.
Hello!
Great. Okay, that's my audio.
Good one.
Right. So anyway, so I don't know whether you guys are audio this thing fans, Seinfeld fans, but I'm
Yes,
a Seinfeld.
love Seinfeld. I know
I'm
that.
telling you, man, I
know
love that every part of it. And
You
now
do
we
love
have
Gary,
uh,
hello.
and now we have this guy also, Larry David, the Larry David Show, and which just finished another season. So that was fantastic. So welcome to the show. This is week 2 of the TiE SoCal Gup Shop. We have been off to a fairly decent start. I see some regulars: Pankaj, Balaji, Zina, Mo. Hello to everybody coming back to the show. I really appreciate it, right? And so thank you. Looking forward to a lot more of this. I do see one new person, and as we go forward, I think we'll see some more. And as they join in, I will give you a chance to chime in and speak. So to one and all, welcome. Okay, thank
Ravi,
you for
I
supporting.
believe Mo's video is blocked. You can unblock him.
Thank you for supporting what started off as an idea of bringing the community together and is quickly morphing into a way of life. I look forward to chatting with you guys. This is absolutely makes my day. So thank you so much for making the time. And especially in these days where we are all isolated, quarantined, singled, whatever it is, all by ourselves. It's pretty interesting, right? COVID-19 has gotten us. This is a good opportunity for me to get together with everybody. So again, thank you. I genuinely hope all of you and your families are doing well. This is day 22, by the way, of COVID isolation, of this COVID experience. I call it the COVID experience, right? Calling it isolation kind of is, I call it the COVID experience. My wife and I have been locked up at different parts of the building. I call this the building, right? We have found our spaces and we know how to keep the peace. There's peace in the Middle East. By the way, my refrigerator, I hope your refrigerator is stocked to the hilt. Mine is, by the way. Mine got so full, I went to Best Buy to buy another refrigerator. And they don't let you inside Best Buy nowadays. Has anybody gone to Best Buy lately? I drove up to a Best Buy. And so you stand outside and the Best Buy guy comes outside to you and he says, okay, what do you want? And I said, hey, I'm thinking of looking at a refrigerator. And he's, hey, we can get you a made in China refrigerator and you get a made in Korea for free. So I don't know. So toilet rolls, I have been married for 15 years, okay? And I know exactly to an algorithm our toilet roll usage until COVID hit. I'm telling you, I don't know what happened, man. Early in the morning, I'm kicked out of bed. I line up in front of pavilions at 6 o'clock, Target at 8 o'clock, Costco at 10 o'clock, trying to find toilet roll. I don't know, Amazon does not have it either. So full fridge, lots of cooking by Ravi, spices. I get they have auxiliary consequences, extra toilet roll usage. Anyway, are you all wearing masks, by the way? Masks and gloves. I went to the pavilions today morning with white gloves, a hoodie, a black mask, and I was sure I was going to get arrested. By the way, they let me in and welcomed me in. So heck, it's the time. So much for COVID. My jokes are kind of, there's no applause. So what the heck? Wow, could have been good. Okay, so I just tried a few one-liners, right? So much for them. We have an amazing agenda today. We have Dhawal also joining us. Well, thank you very much for coming. We have very quickly, we are going to go through introductions as Zina sets up. Zina is from Vertical Line. She's going to tell us about her company. She's going to give us a very brief 3-minute tip on specifically trying to keep us fit and flexed with the right posture at our desk as we warm our desks during these COVID experience times, right? After Zina, we have started a new segment now called Ideas Monday. So this is called Ideas Monday, right? So Dhawal will be helping me walk through an ideation process. We'll come to that in just a little bit, okay? that'll go on. So we are kind of, by the way, I know this is scheduled for 6 to 6:30. We have Elastic Indian Standard Time so far. I'm still trying to figure out an ideal timeline. We could go up to 6:45, 6:50, perhaps 7. Okay. So those who are trying to have other plans and stuff, if you have food, bring it on in. Um, I see Balaji chomping on nuts and wine. So chomping on nuts and drinking wine. So all that said, just very quickly, I know Anil is our executive director and Anshuman is our president. I'll give it to Anil for a couple of words. Then Anshuman, want to tell us what's coming up on Wednesday, and then our new guest, Avi, is a new guest. So we will then go to Avi for an introduction. Okay, quick couple of minutes. Anil.
Hey guys, just want to say hello. It's a great day. Monday it was raining, so ate a lot of spicy stuff. Had an excellent soup. Made pho at home. That's it. Had a great day.
I love your matrix backgrounds, man, Anil. I'm telling you, you win the background of the day every day for these shows so far.
Thank
So
you. Thank you.
good. That's a new background. Anshuman.
Hello everyone, Anshuman Sinha. How is everyone doing today?
Good.
Again, a rainy day here, as Cerritos said, and as Anil said, in Cerritos and all over California. Wednesday, we are having a not to be a missed webinar presented by Ash Patel, President and CEO of Commercial Bank of California, with two of his EVPs. So please sign up and do attend Wednesday, 11:30 a.m. And tomorrow we'll be having another Gupshup round. So we will remind you all once again tomorrow. Avi Narang.
Perfect. Avi, want to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself? Also, where are you calling from, and hopefully your COVID experience so far. So,
Ravi.
Avi, thank you.
Ravi, unmute. Oh, okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yes.
Balaji, go ahead, or you want me to start?
Avi,
No, go ahead.
You can start.
I was about to tell Ravi to unmute you. Okay, you unmuted. Okay.
Got it. Okay, my name is Avi Narang, and I have been living in Cerritos since 2012, and I am doing real estate since 2004. I'm an investor and realtor as well. So I do commercial and residential deals for a long time. So nowadays, the market is kind of changing, and pretty much it was on the peak, and it was a wrong timing where COVID came, but it was supposed to slow down anyway. So now the effect is going to the buyer's favor. So all the buyers, those were looking for buy the property for last 1 or 2 years, and they were kind of scared that market is going to crash. Is it the right time to buy or not? Those are in good shape because they know a lot of good deals are coming and they're on the way. But it's not going to be recession like 2008. The reason is in 2008, banks, lenders gave almost 100% financing and there was no equity. But now each and every property has a good equity, at least 20 to 40% at. And if you consider the good cities, where there are first time sellers, those are living in Cerritos, Artesia, Orange County, LA, they bought the property, they are the first time seller, and they have a huge equity in their properties. So if they list the property, for example, for 800,000 and somebody wants to offer 650 or 7, definitely they're not going to buzz on that. They are okay, they know that market is going down, but in the same token, rate of interest are super low. That is going to give the edge to the market for the buyers for the bidding space.
Excellent. Awesome. Hey, Avi, thank you so much for joining in. We are looking forward. Hopefully, one of these days we can have a real estate. You seem to bring awesome real estate experience. I'd love to learn about both commercial and residential, and hopefully we can do a focus on that, get a couple of other speakers, perhaps see where the deals are and what this environment is. I think I'm very bullish about it. So hopefully,
for last 1 week, I'm getting a lot of off market deals. All the people, I'll give you one example. I'll take only one more minute. There was one property was listed for 3.5 million. 1 month ago, and after COVID, and they offered me that deal for 3 million. And yesterday I got a call from them. They are ready to offer that deal for 2.5. You can see that 1 million reduction in last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know. It's incredible.
So we have 2 more.
Welcome to the group. Looking forward to having you on regularly, and it'll be a lot of fun. We see another new person here, Bonnie.
2 people.
Neeta is coming. By the way, Neeta, welcome back. She's been on our show a couple of times, so welcome back, Neeta.
Thank you.
Hey, hope you're doing well.
Can you introduce yourself?
I can't undo my camera's blocked.
Okay. Hey, Bonnie, you're a newcomer. Who's Bonnie? And introduce yourself very quickly, please.
Hi, I'm Bunny, and I actually work as a senior program manager with a financial organization and also as a journalist for a leading newspaper. I'm very excited to join you guys and hear some of the very interesting inputs you guys were sharing. Thank you for having me.
Awesome, Bonnie. What's your full name?
Just like Rani Mukherjee, it's Bani Mukherjee.
Are namaskar, Bangali.
Ekdom.
Ekdom. Are fantastic. Finally, I have a Bengali on board. Yes. Cool. I like that. Awesome.
Bunny, now
Welcome.
you can switch on your,
By the way, if you press by the way, I'm a Telugu guy also. My parents are Telugu, but I grew up in Calcutta, so I am a Bengali. There's a camera button for Neeta and Bani. There's a nice little camera button on the bottom left-hand side. If you press that, we should be able to see you. Don't be shy.
Yeah, I'm not shy, but I'm not going to put the camera on because I've been working whole day. And it's been a very, very tiring day for me at work. So
excellent. And what publication, by the way? If you
NRI Press.
Sorry?
NRI Press.
Okay, cool, awesome. Cover us. More coverage, the better. We are hoping to make it. Hey, listen, thank you, Bonnie and Avi, for joining in, and everybody else coming in. The next couple of minutes are for Zina. Zina is an expert in this, so it's all your time. My shoulders are flexed, my calves are loose.
You're going to be sore after today. That's my goal for today. So for those of you who don't know me, first of all, my daughter was born in Calcutta. She's adopted from India, so we have another Bengali in this house. I am vertical line posture coaching, and yes, I work on correcting people's posture, but more importantly, I work on getting people moving at their workstations, because 80% of Americans at one point or another will have back pain, and the back pain comes from immobility, from us sitting still and being sedentary for hours and hours on end, especially right now during this COVID-19 crisis. So we're going to do something called arm circles today. So I'll need you guys to all stand. And when you stand, you're going to stand with your feet facing directly forward. So you want to, again, look down at your feet and make sure that they're forward and parallel. I'm not going to stand just because my camera's at this level. But we're going to do arm circles. So if you can lift up your camera so I can see you, that would be great. With arm circles, we're going to take our arms out to the sides. What I want you to watch out for is that your shoulders don't come up by your ears. So try to bring them down. And then from behind, you're going to see me squeeze my shoulder blades together, okay? So you're really going to get that squeeze of the shoulder blades. And then we're going to circle 40 forward, 2, 3, 4, forward. Make sure you're going forward. 5, 6. I see some people going backwards. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now make sure you're breathing. As you do this, again, try to relax the shoulders away from the ears. 20 more. Make sure you're breathing. I don't see everyone's arms moving. If I can see your camera, you should be moving your arms. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now pause there. Turn your palms face up now, okay? And then again, squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you. And now we're gonna circle backwards for 40. Okay, so again, you're breathing, you're relaxing your shoulders away from the ears, and you're constantly trying to squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Try to relax your neck, and if you're flaring your rib cage forward, try to pull it down. We don't want to have a big rib cage flare. We want to try to be in a neutral position. About 20 more left. If you're starting to fatigue, if you're starting to get sore, that's normal, that's good. That's the blood pumping in your body. We've got 10 more, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice work, you guys.
Nice. Awesome.
Woo.
Let's-
If you felt
thank
that
you
a little
very
in your
much.
neck, then I would recommend you go a little bit lower with your arms. It's an
Okay.
easy one to do at least once a day. Stand up, 40 forward, 40 backwards. And it really helps with neck tension. And we're working on strengthening the scapula. When we strengthen the scapula, those muscles are bigger and easier to hold your body than this tight position. That's how we get all that pain and neck tightness. So that's it for today.
That is awesome.
Thank
Thank
you so
you very
much.
much.
Great.
Key exercise.
Feel a
That
little,
was
like
really,
you're a
really
little
good.
energized, a little wake up, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank
Tomorrow
you.
we'll
so
go back
much.
to lower body or whatever damn back.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So by the way, guys, Zena is an expert on this. She has a beautiful book on it too. She's volunteering her time, giving us all these unique tips. This is the third. Make sure, support her in however you can and her company. Zena, how do people get in touch with you?
I'll put the email address in the chat. Hi, Nita. All right, and then my website is.
Anita has figured out the camera. Awesome. Cool. Welcome on board.
Thank you.
Thank you, Zena. And so that was on the chat, right?
Yes.
There you go. On the chat, guys, if you wanted,
Right.
to all panelists, that's how to get a hold of Zena. Okay. And we'll have that up on there all the time. So that is that. Hey, Anshuman, did you want to talk? Did you already talk about the Wednesday event coming up?
Yes, we did, but bring them the
Want to talk
attention.
about it a little bit more? Ash Patel, talk about Ash Patel a little bit and see what's
You go
going
ahead
on
and
with
do
that
it.
webinar.
You go ahead and do it, and we'll
So
be
we have
talking
a very
about it
interesting
tomorrow.
show, right? He's an expert at it, and we have it from 11 to 12, 11:30 to 12:30. What was that?
11:30 to 12:30 by registration. Anil has posted it on all our social media assets
Right.
about the registration. Please register and also invite your friends and family, business owner, colleague. It is going to be a very good, informative session.
Right
Anshuman,
now, I think they're
Anil, what was the title about? What was the title?
raise capital with the current for small businesses with the stimulus grants.
Okay. Excellent.
We got like more than 100 already registered right now.
Really?
Fantastic, man.
Wow.
That's awesome.
So
Was that free?
Yeah, it is a free event, but then it looks like, we'll have to bump up our Zoom subscription because, okay, I'll look into that.
Yeah. Cool.
Good
100
problem to
people.
have.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. We also have a very busy week coming up. We have a few. We were thinking about a themed event, a themed week, and it's building up. Tomorrow we have Balaji coming and talking to us about finance. Balaji, give us a headline of what you're going to talk about tomorrow, man. I'm looking forward to it. It's the same presentation you did to the Kannada Sangam, all United States Kannada Sangam. So we can't wait to hear about that, right?
Yeah, I just spoke to them for half an hour, but maybe with us, we can do it in 10 minutes. Basically, I'll talk a little bit about CARES packet, the $2.2 trillion. Then I spoke about investments, how we all need to stay focused with our current investments without making any knee-jerk reactions. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
Cool. Awesome. So what are you calling it?
Sorry, come ahead.
What are you calling it?
What am I calling it? I gave you the topic, right?
You said financials? Sorry, Balaji. Did you? I have not seen that. It's not.
Something
But
like
it's finances,
financial
right?
planning for Black Swan event.
Oh my God, that's awesome! I'm going to look forward to that. I do not have a title from you, so.
I think I sent you.
Okay, cool. I will take a look at it. Thank you so much. We are looking.
And today I missed my walk.
Oh.
Because of weather.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were going to say because of a gup shop, but hey, you could, hopefully not.
No.
Yeah, Balaji, you'll be missing tomorrow and day after tomorrow also. So, stay put.
Yeah.
So that's tomorrow. Wednesday, we have Ash Patel's event. Thursday, we are looking at a mindfulness event with Dave Naidu, more details coming. And then Friday, we have Joe Ingram. He is an expert at sales. Mo Rock introduced him to us. He has such an impressive bio. and we are looking forward to hearing him and getting some tips on sales and how to generate sales and how to get a better sales package, make ourselves better salespeople, right? So more details coming. I have his bio and stuff like that. I'll put up a flyer. I'll work with Anil and put up a flyer so that we are looking forward to it. So busy week ahead, right? Looking forward to it. I have a schedule.
Ravi, on a side note, as I told you, Kannada people do twice a week. Today, there is a youngster. He works as a finance executive with Taco Bell. He's going to talk about COVID and how the restaurant business is going to change. If you guys are interested, I can send a link to Anshuman, then you guys can join at 9 o'clock.
Absolutely. And even
that would be great.
More
because they select topics.
Talk here.
Huh?
More importantly, if is he from, him, or is it a Taco Bell event, or is it a Kannada?
No, not know him. He's one of the Kannada members' son. He's a youngster. He's 28 years. He studied UCI economics, whatever. Then he worked in some finance with the mergers and acquisitions. Now he works with Taco Bell, doing all the pricing for tacos and all those stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
So he's an extra 27 years old. I believe he's going to talk about what is their strategy and how the restaurant business is going to evolve.
Beautiful.
So today at 9.
That's a link.
I will send a link to Anshuman.
Balaji,
everybody.
Yeah.
Is it today at 9?
Yeah, today at 9.
Thank you.
That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Is he going to give us some insights onto Yum Brands, or what do you think?
I don't know.
I think.
But it's interesting to listen about restaurants.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Delivery, right? Yeah. How do you transition? Actually, McDonald's is doing a lot of work. So we did through Traction Lab. So before we jump in, sorry, I hope I'm not taking up too much of our time, but we did a research project, a strategy and research project for one of the fast food restaurants, and they are changing over from a drive-through environment to a delivery environment, right? Panera Bread is doing delivery right now, which is one of their very, very successful.
Hey, shall I share one more thing? Typically, a lot of these fund companies, insurance companies, when they want to do lunch and learn, they take us out for lunch. So today I got an invitation from one of the insurance company. Pick a food, whatever you want. I will send you a Grubhub. Then we'll do a meeting on Zoom.
Whoa.
Nice.
Good.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Hey, don't set that. Hey, Balaji, I'm telling you, man, don't set that up as an expectation. On Wednesday, everybody will expect 100 people will expect lunch.
I'm worried.
Anshuman is getting nervous.
I'm worried. Anil will ask me Grubhub Anjapan. And I'm not going to do that.
I'm just joking.
Thank you.
No, don't say that out loud. But that is innovative, right? I think.
No, that's interesting. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I was thinking about this, right? How do you, if you're drinking a glass of wine, last time we were talking about it, right? Who had a glass of wine? How do we share that experience, right? We are on the same gallery. We are at the same place. So, absolutely.
Actually, Balaji, I think Center Club this last week had a wine tasting, but it was a remote wine tasting. So it was the same exact idea. They would mail you wine ahead of time. And then I think it was Wednesday night at 6 o'clock, everybody opens the wine in the same order and everybody's on Zoom and they taste wine and they talk about it. Nice. So there was same concept applied to wine tasting.
Yeah.
Just so you know, I resigned from Center Club today.
Yeah. Why did you do that?
I don't think so. Next couple of months, I'm not going to go there. I think my whole lifestyle I'm planning to change. Work from home. No networking, no TiE.
Yeah. Not good, man. Don't say that.
Balaji, I'm going to send you a renewal.
I'm planning to drop out.
And I'll give you that, if you sign up for 10-year charter membership, I'll give you 1 year free.
I got you so many charter members. You should give me a discount.
Anshuman, can we do buy one, get me free?
There should be a lifetime membership on
Or
Command.
for all my dedicated service for 3 years, please, please.
Neeta, you can afford.
I can afford, yes. Let me buy yours.
You can be the diamond sponsorer.
Oh,
Starting tomorrow, like, these gup shop for
Yeah.
$100 each. So
Yes.
$700, $500 a week. Nothing for you.
Hey, don't give him ideas, man. This guy comes up with ideas for charging everybody. Pretty
I
soon
know.
he's gonna charge us
He's
for
got
our
dollar
team
bills in his
on there.
eyeballs.
Yeah, exactly, right? I mean, he has a stiff target for TiE. I don't know where the money is going, but heck,
So at 7 o'clock today, there's a live, Amit Anand is singing live on Facebook, if you guys are interested.
Yeah.
share the stuff on the chat, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Share it
I'll
with
put it.
everybody, okay?
Okay.
Cool. Hey, listen, one of the things we were talking about for Monday, this is something that Dhawal came up with originally, then Mo came on, and Nitin also spoke about it, and then Nitin disappeared. So we are coming back to this idea, right? Dhawal, you got stuck with it.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's what happens when we come up with ideas. Last week we kind of got into this a little bit, right? But we focused on the challenges, right? But what I call this is needs, ideas, and opportunities during COVID-19, right? As we are working from home. Probably we can brainstorm this all together. Avi is from real estate. We have Balaji from finance. We have Pankaj. We have Zina from healthcare. And we have different backgrounds, right? And how do we think about this environment that we are in, and perhaps find common needs, and could we translate it into ideas and do a virtual hackathon and perhaps put an idea together, right? So
Yes.
we were just thinking about this and thought it was well worth a discussion. So Dhawal, I'm going to give the floor to you. Kick us off here, man. Set the scene, kick us off. What do you want us to do as we brainstorm here? Think about it.
Absolutely. So, I just to follow up on what Avi said, what Avi started us off on, last downturn in 2007 and 8, was obviously a real estate downturn, and I did 3 different real estate deals after that downturn. So between 2008 and 2011, I did 3 real estate transactions, and they were all hugely profitable because of the environment that we were in. So one lesson that I learned from that was essentially, how do you take the black swan event, as Balaji called it, or as the new economic condition that we find ourselves, and how do you actually convert that into an opportunity? And the idea is to essentially think about the consequences of actions people are taking without actually realizing what they're doing, right? So one thing, just as an example, telehealth is a big thing because people don't want to go outside. They obviously don't want to go into hospitals or doctors' offices because that's where the sick people are. So what happens is, if you can see your doctor over Zoom or over video conferencing, telehealth becomes big, right? So you see the chain of thought that led us to that. Same thing with, teleeducation, or students not going to universities but staying at home and attending classes online. And the idea, the way you get to the actual opportunity is you think about businesses that are around that, or that come up because of those actions that people are taking. So the obvious answer is Zoom, because Zoom teleconferencing, you're going to need that. Great. But food delivery service is a byproduct of, just like what Balaji said, instead of going to a restaurant, now we're getting Grubhub. And that's a byproduct of staying home and attending meetings on Zoom. So what I was hoping was we can go through this exercise together, and everybody can sort of, think about what actions they're taking, what are the consequences, and if there are any businesses that can come out of that. So that was the idea, Ravi. I don't know if you want to, if people have ideas like that, I'd love to sort of start us off on that.
I love that. And that's such a good prologue. Absolutely. Guys, jump in. So what we will do, I like that. actions, consequences, and opportunities, right? So what are you doing differently in COVID days, right? What are the tools you're using? How are you, find a place? So let's very quickly rapid fire, right? I'm get us started. Food delivery, I think, is a perfect place to start. But I have been having something else in my mind, right, in this particular environment. So rapid fire, I have a Pavilion's loyalty card, right? I think there is a need for any company that knows you, has you as a member, should be able to proactively say, hey, Ravi, over the past 5 years, you have been buying this on a regular basis. Do you need this coming up? Amazon does that, but other companies do not use loyalty programs to do it. So I think that's an interesting opportunity. But I'm looking at loyalty programs and seeing how we can build virtual CRM platforms, right? Online.
I think
CRM
that's actually great for a lot of grocery stores. They have those little cards where you swipe the card and you get discounts. That means they have your phone number, your email address. They can start a delivery service and just use that information to contact you. And if you always go to XYZ grocery store, you'd be happy to accept delivery from them because you always get the best price and you're used to their quality and things like that, versus going to Instacart or some other new company. So yeah, that's a great business idea.
Absolutely. And it's leveraging your CRM platform into a different application. Go behind the pavilions, there are 20 trucks just sitting idle, refrigerated trucks.
Yeah,
right?
You're right.
So yeah.
Yep.
So anyway, just a thought there. So
that's
think about
fantastic.
others,
So
right?
yeah, I'd love to hear ideas like that from everybody.
Right. Anybody want to jump in more? You've been very quiet today, man.
Hi,
You're
guys.
thinking about you're thinking about that job opportunity that Anshuman put your way.
Of course I am.
Preparing his resume.
One thing about Anshuman, he gives you an opportunity once. So if you don't take the opportunity immediately, you're not going to get it a second time. So I'm already doing research. I'm already looking up the employees. As far as I'm concerned, I've already been hired. Okay.
Hey,
so
watch out, man. You never know how much it's going to cost, but that's okay.
Yeah. But no, I think
yeah. Go ahead.
But no, I think that it's super. I definitely second what Deval is saying. And I've learned a lot in the short time period that I've been fortunate enough to be friends with Deval. He's a very intelligent man. And much like myself, he's very pragmatic in many respects. So I think that right now we have a time period where more than ever before, we need to be pragmatic. We need to be methodical. We need to not get emotional. And we need to really look at the situation that we're in like an involuntary battle that we're all now involved in. So I think that the way to have the mindset and mentality is like we're going to war, right? You don't go to war scared. You don't go to war panicked. You don't go to war being fearful. You go to war pragmatic, logical. And that's the approach that I'm really taking. My life and my business right now is a very methodical approach. So I'm seconding Deval on that. And I encourage everyone else to really evaluate how they're going about these time periods, because I think that's the answer right now, to really be methodical. Think like an engineer. I have a background as an artist and in the music industry. So my background in the entertainment industry didn't teach me to think like an engineer, right? Engineers are very methodical people, very left brain driven. But especially in this time period, that's really what I'm embracing, is to think very logically and pragmatically. And that's definitely what I would advise everyone to also consider taking.
Avi, what about
I know you're sorry. Right, go ahead.
Go ahead, Dhaval.
Mo, I was going to ask you, I know you were working on some podcasts and book also. In this environment, content consumption is going through the roof. Do you want to talk a little bit about how you're going about those podcasts? And instead of a physical book, are you thinking about an audiobook or any other format that might be interesting?
Well, I'm delaying my book because the book, although right now, overall, it is a climate for content, that particular book, which I was planning on, is not appropriate for this climate. So in having it get lost in the hype and lost in the sauce, and lost in a lot of the things that are happening right now. I'm delaying it to the end of the year. It was going to be released actually next month, but I'm delaying it to the end of the year to give it a proper release. Otherwise, it'll get lost in the flood of all the craziness. But what I am doing is I am creating content that is relevant to what's going on right now. And when I say relevant, I don't necessarily mean, you know, a podcast about the coronavirus, but I mean relevant to the climate and the energy and the vibe. Right now, people do not want to hear about, you know, esoteric wealth. Right now, people are looking for practical things that are really give them bread and butter for how they can take care of their life and business. And that particular book that I had written with some very high level people in that industry, it's more of a soft book. It's more of a spiritual book. It's more of a book that is appropriate for a climate that you're not struggling to pay your bills in. So it's not really something that people that are in survival mode want to hear right now. So it doesn't make sense for me to release it in this particular market. But I do have 3 different podcast projects, one of which has already been released and available on iTunes, one of which I'm doing with Anil, one of which I'm doing with another friend of mine named Tierney. So I am definitely going to start pumping out a lot of content. One, because I feel like I have something to say and I have something that needs to be said and people need to hear. And 2, because going back to the methodical approach, it is the time to produce content. And one day within the next 2 to 3 weeks, I hope to take one of these episodes and help all of you guys here really ask yourselves, should I start a podcast? You know, should I, as Anshuman, start a podcast about recruiting? Should I, as Anshuman, start a podcast about being a leader? Should I, as Ravi, start a podcast about what it means to be in the automotive industry? You know, and all of the things that you learn at the upper echelon of the automotive sector. You know, my family owns construction, Ravi, so I know a lot about that business. One thing I know about that business is learn everything about business being in the automotive sector.
Absolutely. You should
should
tune into our power lunch, Mo. You should tune into my weekly power lunch. We talk about getting the automotive industry ready for what's coming up next, right? So we talk about trends and stuff. Absolutely. I think
awesome.
Podcasts and stuff are very, very relevant. Thank you for that.
That's awesome. Anil, on that note, do you want to talk about the podcast you're doing with Mo?
So we're working on Leadership 360. That's our podcast. So we're... Huh? What was that?
Hey,
I think that was Rajbir.
I don't know who Rajbir is, but welcome to the group, Rajbir. Just give us a minute. I'll be looking forward to an introduction. So just give me a minute here. So let Anil finish and we come to Rajbir. Thank you for joining us. And Pawan also is there. So Anil, you want to finish up about the podcast and then we'll go to Avi about real estate and then go to Rajbir and Pawan and get an introduction.
Yeah. The podcast is going to be about Leadership 360. We're going to call leaders from every industry, Leadership 360. We're going to talk about overall leadership. And also another thing we're going to cover is what are the leaders go through, the failures they go through. So other people succeed, learn from those failures. Not everything talk about success, but also bring out those failures. So other entrepreneurs learn from it and, you know, and successful entrepreneurs.
Absolutely. Steve Young is one of my favorite quarterbacks, and he said he learned more from fumbles and missed passes and interceptions than actually successful passes to Jerry Rice and touchdowns. So absolutely, I think there is so much to learn from that. Cool. Looking forward to it. Send us a link sometime, and we are looking forward to Mo and you, the podcast, Mo and Anil podcast. That sounds like a fun podcast.
Yeah.
Hey, Avi, what about the real estate business? You want to talk about ideas and actions or opportunities based on you know, our situation right now in real estate?
See, real estate has changed a lot in last 1 or 2 years because, say, example, if you start buying a commercial property or multifamily, and first of all, people look into the setup sheet, you know, and they want to make sure that what is a cap rate is coming, GRM is coming, what is the price per square foot, what is the area, whether should I buy the property in the A grade market or B grade or C grade, which city he should pick it up. And he has to have a knowledge of city, what kind of new upcoming projects are coming, you know. So these are the parameter every buyer wants to see, where we stand before they walk to the property or go to the that area to exactly see the building is. So all those things were still going on for the last couple of years. So it didn't change a lot in last 30 days due to the COVID, because we are still doing the same thing. We are still doing the underwriting the property and running all the numbers, checking all the comms, giving the value to the sellers. And if the seller understand that market is in decline mode, and they are going to be very flexible in listing the price, right? And they are agreeing with whatever we say that this is the price property should sell for. And since the market is switched to the buyers, and every buyers want to buy the property with some equity, they don't want to buy the property on market value as on date, because they know they have to have a cushion, some bump, some shock on the prices, because the way the employment rates are going to be 30 to 32%, and you can see how many people have filed unemployment, and all the employers, they are taking the money from the SBA loan and all, and they have to keep all those employees, right? But the question is, now all the employers, they have to see pretty much they're getting the employees for 2 months for free, basically, because they're not paying the money from their pocket. They are gonna get a waiver for the loan, and now it's up to the employer how they're gonna utilize those 2 months from their employees. So those are the things that you have to be very careful, change the adaptability, see the way the market is heading, later interests are still low, and which is giving an edge to the buyers to buy the property, because all the flippers, all the people, those are the buyers, investors, they are gonna wait for the tail to end, right? They're gonna wait for 1 or 2 months or 3 or 4 months to see which area, what is their target area, what kind of property they want, what kind of portfolio they want, what kind of tenant they want, what kind of triple net property they want. Okay. See, office is gonna hit very badly, office sector, because now in next 1 or 2 months, people are gonna used to how to utilize maximum resources by sitting at home. Their output is going to be very good, because IT people, they are used to work from home, banking people are used to work from home, we commercial people or people those in small business, where they also learn from Amazon how they're operating. See, Amazon are buying the big distribution centers. All the small mom and pop people are sending their goods to Amazon center, and it's getting shipped from there. So now they're also getting changed. Now they want all the small people, small businessman people, to drop ship from their own place. They don't want to even take their own stuff also. So market is going to change a lot in next couple of months, which is, if on a positive side, it's a good thing to be happen.
And I think platforms like Zillow, I think this is talking about opportunities from a COVID standpoint. I think there are two that just strike me that I'm thinking from an action standpoint, right? There is going to be a huge demand for beds, right? They are transforming hotels into beds right now. They literally, city of Los Angeles is taking on all the hotels and paying them for making them beds, right? Hospital beds, which are managed by the city. That's number one. That's immediate opportunity from a real estate standpoint. I also think from a Zillow-like platform standpoint, I remember before the COVID hit, Zillow actually has started buying up properties.
No. What happened is, in last week, news came from Zillow and Redfin. They have stopped buying the real estate for last 1 month, or last 1 week, which is a good thing. We knew it, because see, these are the people, they are enter the market to walk away all the flippers are doing, because they have a big deep pocket. So what they were doing it, they were buying the rehab properties, investing the money, and buying back the property and then selling them, because the way they operate is they have employees who's become a listing agent for any property, and they can work on the lower commission, right? So when the market starts shaking, they were the first one to walk away from the market. So if you Google it, you will see the news that Google and Redfin, they stopped buying the rehab properties.
Interesting. Interesting.
So,
We have two new guests. Who stepped in? Dhaval. Sorry, Dhaval.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll let you introduce the two. I had another question for Avi, but that'll probably take a discussion. So
Right.
yeah, we can do the introductions.
Yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Do that offline also, Dhaval, you know.
We have Rajbir and Pawan joining us. Rajbir, you want to go first? Introduce yourself. Where are you calling in from? Very quickly, what you do, what your name is, and go ahead, Rajbir.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, we all
Hi,
can.
hello everybody. I'm a CEO of Easy Health Solutions. I'm a doctor of naturopathy. I'm a nutritionist, herbalist. Actually, I know Bani, Neeta here, and Avi very well. Hello.
Welcome, Rajbir.
How's everything? Hi, Avi.
Hey,
good to see you. Good to see you.
Guys, can you also do me a favor? Sorry, Rajbir, just as you're doing this, since you're new, all the people, can you please put in your email address and contact info on that chat box on the right-hand side? We are starting a small group here, so I'd love to keep.
I did put my email in when I entered. I will do that.
Perfect.
Anyhow, so I think I've been listening to smart people like yourself, right? I'm glad I joined the conversation. The beautiful thing is every downturn brings a new millionaire in future. It's the old saying. This is gonna be a very sharp downturn. It hasn't even hit the people yet. It's just in the pipeline. I think the next 6 months to 1 year, you're gonna see the worst of the worst recession you ever seen in probably this 100 years.
Yeah, it's a mixing of recession and financial crisis. You know, because
so it's gonna be a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people will go bankrupt, but there will be brand new opportunities. Like I give you for perfect example, my supplement line, the manufacturing line I have, we literally got close to 300,000 worth of orders canceled on me. So that's a panic button. So just now the inventory is sitting in the pipeline. But anyhow, that's with every manufacturer. On the same token, we picked up this opportunity. We start importing masks, and now we even bringing the PE suits, gloves. We're working on large contracts with the hospitals, and we certainly changed the mindset from negative to positive. And I took the opportunity in my hand, start sourcing people. And believe it or not, last 5 days have been so busy for me, I couldn't even get a chance to breathe. So we are still in pipeline though. We're still in pipeline. We're still working. We're learning the new business, which we have never done, supplying hospital and medical equipment and all that stuff. Well, we don't know how we're going to succeed, but we're trying.
Yeah, no, definitely. See, as time changes, you have to meet the requirement of hospitals and all that stuff, you know, for the patients, because all the hospital, they need gloves, masks, and all kind of hospital equipment, you know. So whatever we can help them out, we should, you know.
Also, what we did, we got it online. We even put more promotions on. People charging higher pricing, we lowered the pricing. So what we did, we are more competitive and more cheaper than the competitors, which are trying to make a short run and walk away. That's not my intent. So we are trying to bring cheaper things, cost-wise, better quality, and better service. And we got online also. We put promotions for the people. We gave better coupons, better sales. So the online business have been tripled within last, say, 1 week. Today, we're just like literally busy. Yesterday, we did a packaging of about 400 orders. Just for sanitizers alone. Hand sanitizers alone. 400 orders. We got tired, basically, because it's hard to find employees right now. So but like Avi was saying, every downturn, like in real estate, I know him for a very long time, that he's successful. But this is going to be pretty interesting time. People are going to want more stuff at their doorstep. They will not like to go shop outside that much. This fear factor, I suspect, is going to stay with us for about 1 year, minimum. Even after the virus is gone, it will stick around.
I have an optimistic outlook on the economy, if I could chime in. Because the thing is, and I hear you, Avi, and I agree with everything you're saying, except for the part where you really believe it's going to be close to the Great Depression, I think you said, something nearly 100 years. Because what we have is we have an artificially induced recession. So a way to put it in a metaphorical way is to say this is like being in a coma, right?
No, no, you're...
2008, it was not an artificially induced coma. It was a motorcycle accident that knocked everyone out. So I think that Trump actually has a lot of validity when he says there's a pent-up demand and there's going to be a big boost and a big boom. I really think that it's going to be a huge boom in the next 6 months to a year. Maybe down the line, we'll have to see where the chips fall. But I don't foresee a Great Depression happening within the next year. The thing that I do think will come out of this is for the lower class and the economical level, I think that a form of universal basic income is going to come through with this. I think that.
Yeah, I have one more point to raise over here. So which is, see, in last 3 weeks, people have changed the perception of the life, right? So a lot of people, they have a Gucci belt, all the Louis Vuitton, all kind of stuff. They know in last 3 weeks, all those things are not going to be useful, right? If you're alive, whatever people have a bank balance, that is going to be helpful.
Very true.
Right. So what is going to happen is now, after every COVID is over, people are not going to spend the money left and right. They used to do it. So now they have seen the real life, what can be happen. So they will be spending their saving in the proper, productive, passive income investments. They are not going to waste the money.
I disagree with you on this one.
Okay,
People have a short memory.
No. See. I'll tell you.
The minute they have a vaccine for this one.
I actually,
totally
with Rajbir, hey guys, I know this is an interesting discussion. I agree with Rajbir on the last final statement there, by the way. I think testing and vaccine is what is going to make it change.
Yeah, of course, it's going to make a difference. But overall, if you consider the 100%, I'm sure 20 to 30% people, they're going to change their perception of life. Of course, say 60 or 70 people, if they stop thinking we cannot run this economy. Say if the Spanish people, they won't spend their 90 to 100% of saving in the shopping malls, all the shopping mall won't survive at all anyways, right?
So yeah.
Hey guys, so one thing we have one more introduction, Pawan.
That's where I'm going next. So Pawan next, right? So let us introduce Pawan, get his thoughts. Sorry, Pawan, we've not. I know you joined us. Please introduce yourself and join the conversation. I know Bani has been very quiet, but Pawan, please introduce yourself. Welcome to the group. Hope to see you on a regular basis. Thanks for joining.
Hey guys, this is Pawan Gupta here. I've got a structure.
Welcome, Pawan.
Hey guys, just kind of from a quick perspective, I work on as a structural engineer. Have my own firm doing that. For the type of work I do, we don't see a lot of big changes, especially in the recession. That's been the traditional way that I have seen in the last few recessions. So I'm hoping that our industry is not going to change much. There are going to be some changes, and preparing for those as I go, and I have been for a little while. Even before the COVID, I was kind of preparing for a recession. So I'm hoping that things can keep on going in different ways for me especially. And again, for the industry, yes, there's going to be a whole lot of turmoil. I am seeing some projects, especially the commercial projects, just going in on the shelf. I've received some notices about some of them, which are going to be going on the shelf. But again, if you're positioned the right way, I think that's the key here from a construction perspective. That's what I'm seeing. The money is shifting from more commercial work to more cities and more governments, where they are going to be spending a lot of more money on infrastructure. That's kind of where I am seeing the market go in the next little bit.
Yeah, I think infrastructure is gonna come. It's gonna. There's be a lot of investments from the government on infrastructure.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
and healthcare.
Yeah, healthcare infrastructure, lots of money in that, right? And I think
they're going to inject good money.
The question is, the word coma was used, right? If we are all on a sudden pause, the question is how much saving that people have accumulated, whether we are in a savings. So America typically is not when you're looking at macroeconomic standpoint, America typically is not a savings-oriented culture, right? You're a credit-oriented culture. So
agreed.
You suddenly have a V, and more. Don't get me wrong. I'm optimist, and I think it is I think this conversation is in a good place where all of us are looking at it from an from
Yeah, different eyes, different angles. Yes.
it's coming back. I think what the time horizon is what it is, right? It's a, how quick it is, and there are going to be tremendous number of opportunities. So I think it's a very, very interesting time to be in. I'm just generalizing out here, in a culture we are lucky enough where I think we all have decent savings, right? In
Well,
places
yeah,
where
I
we
was
don't.
speaking.
I know my
Um,
cleaners, for
yeah.
example, who's literally we have cleaners who come in once every 2 weeks. They have lost 50 to 60% of their clients.
Yeah.
Okay, overnight, 60% of their clients call cleaners who earn about $200 a cleaning job, and 60% of them are gone. Think about, yeah. So I think it's going to be, some people are going to, it's going to be an interesting time.
There are different Americas, Ravi. They're live in a country where simultaneously they're different Americas.
Yeah,
I'm optimistic about the market. I said I really believe coming out of this, though, there will be a type of universal basic income that will be implemented. Because if you're making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year, this is not an optimistic time for you at all.
Yeah.
And coming out of this situation with a universal basic income, I really believe that's going to happen in this country within the next year or two. I really, I knew that would happen within the next 10 years because of AI. But what we've gone through now is forcing us to have to do that, because even without the coronavirus, within the next 10 years, many of the jobs that a lot of people had were going to be extinct. So in order for a society and a government to continue to function, you have to have a type of universal basic income. It's not even debatable anymore. Anyone that has even a basic level of common sense of economics would know that. Otherwise, you're going to have a dystopian society where 50-60% of people are living in poverty, literally. So that, I believe, is going to come out of this. But even with 50-60% people in poverty, you could have a booming stock market, and that could still be the case. The market, I think, is going to do very well. Business owners, I think, are going to do very well for the most part, as long as they're positioning themselves right. The average everyday American who lives in the suburbs of Wisconsin, this is not a good time for them. Okay, you and I, Ravi, we live in a bubble here in Irvine, Newport Beach, Newport Coast area. This is not a reflection of most of America. This is not most of America. You know, anyone that's traveling in this country knows what the real America looks like, right? So, but with a universal basic income, I do think that coming out of this, there's going to be more of a benefit for those Americans than not. That's going to help them out a lot. I mean, the country can afford it. The country can afford something like that, and I think that that's going to help out a lot of people.
Yeah. Interesting.
Hey guys, I have to go, but before I leave, I just wanted to say thank you for having me, and I also wanted to share something that I learned over the few weeks of working from home.
Please.
And accepting this new normal. So some of the things to share is definitely change is the only thing that's constant. So the faster we adapt ourselves to the change is better for all of us. So I used to think working from home was a privilege, but working from home every day is no more a privilege, because you work 24/7, especially some of my teams co-located and distributed both. So it's crazy, but definitely a lot of things to learn from this coronavirus or COVID-19, whatever we want to call it, is it's bringing us back to our roots and teaching us the basics which we have long forgotten or may have forgotten, like keeping ourselves clean, washing our hands after we come from outside, the basic cleanliness, and then family is the basic structure, and being social distancing and all those things. It's really good things that it's teaching us. And the most important thing is, when you cannot go outside, go inside. So it's really nice. It's teaching us a lot of things.
It is very interesting times. I think from a journalist standpoint, there is a lot of content that you guys can, these are new times, right? These are very interesting times. I think there is so much going on. It must be challenging also to maintain print or online and all the, to manage all these platforms to generate and communicate, right? So which is
Yep.
I think, very, very interesting.
Yeah, we are using WebEx at work, but even WebEx sometimes is slow because of the
Yeah.
workload and amount of
Yeah.
load it has right now.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Zoom, the CEO of Zoom, big article on Wall Street Journal. He had to apologize, first of all, for losing data and
Right.
not using it. And we don't know what they're using our data for, right? Audio data, right?
Exactly.
So I think it's going to be, I mean, going back to challenges, working from home and stuff like that. I think this is a very interesting discussion. First of all, I think the fact that if you look at it from a pragmatic standpoint, and then it translates into opportunities, right? So,
Right.
and based on experience, I think we are all, again, we have a level of expertise that is in a very unique place in America. That is what Mo calls it, right? We are in
Right.
a quote unquote bubble. And
Right. One more thing I would like to add. This
Hold
week
on,
in one of the
hold on.
broadcasts from a CEO of the organization, he mentioned that we saved at least several $1 million just on travel. So
Travel.
which, so they're looking at that, do we really need to have so many travels? So that's going to be cutting
Wow.
down too. That's a change.
Yeah. My wife travels a lot. Now that's going to go down a lot, right?
Yep.
And how does it affect the airline industry? How does it affect Ubers? Right?
Yep.
Uber drivers are in big trouble right now. So.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. So, hey, we are looking forward to that. That all sets us up to a finance meeting tomorrow, finance event tomorrow, right? Balaji is going to talk about how do you manage your finances during this time and a whole bunch around it. Don't, how do you catch a falling knife when, and then try to bring it up, I guess. So,
I think Rajbir was trying to say something, but he was
go
on
ahead.
mute. I don't know if you
Go
want to
ahead,
add
Rajbir,
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Rajbir, you can continue.
Okay, I'd like to say something. I want to answer your question earlier. Government in the United States has a very beautiful plan. They're going to come up with a new package pretty soon that as soon as this thing dies down, they're going to offer tax deductible restaurant dining, travel, even for the employees. So corporations will get a deduction. They will be sending their employees, their managers, their other people, knowingly on a purposeful dinners, travel tours, so we can revive that travel and hotel and restaurant industry. It's coming up very soon.
Yeah,
within 2 months, you're going to see that coming. American people are not Indian people. They always have a plan. They're not going to die down their baseball or basketball or football. They're going to live their life pretty soon. They're going to find a cure sooner or later to this one. And when the fear factor dies down that we're going to die, people are going to flock back again. You will see that. Give it 1 year, it will be back to normal again. But it's going to be very costly for poor people. For the lower income strata, it's going to be pretty hard. The corporations will be sending a bunch of you guys to go dine in. They'll be getting a tax deductible pretty soon. And then everybody will be happy. Oh my God, I'm going for a $500 dinner and companies paying for it like they used to many years ago. I worked in the auto industry for like 24 years.
I remember.
And I could spend the money. There was a time for whatever I want to. Okay, then things got taken away by Democrats, and slowly they died down. But I think it's time to come back. They might very well happen. Sometime.
What auto industry? Did you say you were in the auto industry?
Yeah, I ran actually Nissan, Toyota companies for a very long time until I switched back to complete nutrition in 2008.
Very
So
cool.
Car industry. I'm a guru. I was a guru of that industry for long.
Awesome. We should talk cars. I'm from the car industry.
Yeah. I know Rajbir for 22 years.
Excellent. I'm looking forward to hearing about it. I was responsible for Hyundai's turnaround plan in 2008, which is pretty incredible. And yeah, absolutely. Looking forward to a good automotive discussion. Mo is also from the automotive industry.
No. Please don't get me involved in this.
Yeah.
My family car dealerships have nothing to do with the automotive industry.
Hey,
Please.
Dealerships are in a very interesting position right now. I think there is a huge opportunity for dealers. Guys, we are at 7:05. This is awesome. Tawal, excellent opportunity, man. Excellent idea. Looking forward to doing more of this. I hope you guys have found it interesting, useful. It's gupshup, it's unstructured, but we are trying to put a structure, and it kind of evolves into a very, very good conversation, which I personally enjoy, and it's very, very good connecting with you guys.
No, same here.
Nice meeting you guys.
Hey, Ravi, just an idea for next time. Have a car conversation, but one suggestion would be old industry to new electric and self-driving industry. Because I know I'm interested in the new industry. So that might be interesting.
Central automotive industry. It's actually happening on Thursday. We are actually having a power lunch.
No, if you want, I can bring someone from hospitality industry as well.
Please listen. That's the whole idea, right, guys? You're all on this mailing list. Please send us your email ID. This is an open forum to get to
let's set up an email. Let's discuss on the topic which we're gonna be discussing. In that way, we're gonna be very clear where we're heading, and all the question, we're gonna sort it out. In that way that we don't spend too much time, and the same token, each and every question is being answered properly.
Perfect. Absolutely.
All right, guys. Nice meeting you guys. Rajbir on the nutritional aspect of life and the new life that we all got into without going out. So.
Right. Excellent. Looking forward.
Yeah, one day, whenever you guys want, I can speak on the viruses and nutrition aspect and biology on that one. But whenever we have a larger group of people, I would love to speak on that for like 10-15 minutes. So pretty entertaining and learning.
We're a small community. We are growing. This is a good community, and hopefully you guys will bring in some more people. So please spread the word. We are looking forward to a fun week ahead. 6 o'clock every day, every weekday. So looking forward. Anshuman, any thoughts before we let everybody off the hook here?
This is good. And Rajveer, let's be in touch, either be with Anil or Ravi or myself for a larger webinar that we do twice a month. One of them we are doing this Wednesday with the President and CEO of Commercial Bank of California, Ash Patel. And I already see 124 registration for that. It is going to be a 1-hour Zoom webinar. So, if you are interested, we can put something together in the month of May, but 3 of us need to talk.
Definitely. You have my number. Actually, we can give you number. Bonnie can give you my number.
Yes, I can share his number.
Excellent. Please put that on the chat here, right?
I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll put Raj number on the chat.
Excellent. Email address.
Okay, sounds good, everyone.
Thank you. Bonnie and Pawan, thank you for joining. Bonnie and Pawan, I didn't mean to.
Guys.
Thank you, guys.
Talk to you later on.
Talk to you guys
Bye,
tomorrow.
guys.
Thank you, Raj.
Bye.
Bye. Namaskar. Thank you.